Oh, hello there. Welcome to Read the Freaking Manual, aka RTFM. I'm Roberto Cruz. In today's videos, we'll be getting on RTFM in the RS Logix Emulate Getting Results Guide. So just a quick recap from our previous videos. So we basically went through the overview on chapter 1. We're still on chapter 1, and obviously the main objective that we covered on our previous video was the table, the features table. So where we compared all the features available on both on either an actual controller, a physical controller, or in a virtual environment. So hopefully that gave you guys an idea of how powerful an emulate system can be in order for you to set up a simulation test bench, test rig. So today we are continuing. We are on chapter 2 now, all right? So I'm just gonna give you guys some special instructions. I think I spoke about them. So this was the first feature on that table from our previous video. So if you want to check out, I'm gonna place a link to the previous video here on somewhere in the screen, right? Somewhere there, somewhere here. I don't know. You guys find out. So you can check on the chapter 1 on the first video. And I think one of the first features that I have spoke about was the trace point EPT and the breakpoint BPT. So basically those instructions, they do not appear in normal Logix 5000 instruction set. Those instructions are available on the debug tab of the Studio 5000 Logix Designer structure palette. So those instructions, they're going to be available in the Studio 5 Logix Designer instruction palette. So we'll go through, we'll check them out at some point, and so we're going to simulate those instructions for sure. And obviously this is just an extra. To be very honest, guys, I never used them, so we're going to RTFM it together and find out how they work. I've used this software for a long time, for a long period in my life, throughout my life, and never actually used those instructions, right? But we will figure them out together. Okay, so those instructions, they basically they record data values to monitor and show these values, in a display in a window log, and those breaking the trace points, The trace point instruction, I'm still reading here, guys, so what those instructions do. So basically the trace point instructions can record data values to monitor how those values change, display values in a window, or log the values to disk. So we'll find them out. We'll check them out later. Breakpoint instruction can stop ladder execution when a given set of conditions are true. Trace back through the logic to determine why the conditions became true. So they seem to be very useful, but like I said, I never used them. We're probably gonna figure out and obviously regret that I haven't used them in the past, right? So those are covered on actually page 1552 for this manual, that you can also find attached to the description on this video, or maybe an actual pin comment, right? Okay, so what we're gonna be doing now is I'm gonna show you guys, we've already had like a taste of the Studio 5000 emulate in our first video. So I'm just gonna switch screen to the full screen so you guys can see. This is the just gonna drag this for you guys to be able to see. This is the icon, so you can launch the RS Logix 5000 emulate. So double click on that. You can always find that for Rockwell software folder in Windows, and you can launch the application from there as well. Okay, so it's just launching. Here we go. This is our RS Logix 5000 chassis monitor, and you can see, guys, this is basically it's obviously, it resembles an actual physical controller. So you can see all the slots. Some of these slots are by default, allocated to the RS Logix RS Links gateway. So these basically, the way the emulate works is, as you know, for those of you who are familiar to Allen Bradley PLC systems, obviously Logix controllers, even the old PLC 5s, SLC 500s, you always use your RS Links as a gateway in order for you to be able to configure different protocols and communication. So it's a requirement, it's a software requirement in order for you to work with Allen Bradley / Rockwell Automation PLCs, right? But I'll show you guys how that works, okay? So basically, so you've got 16 chassis, right? Or actually, it runs from 0 to 16. And it's obviously, it's allocated my first slot 0 to is slot 0 and 1 to RS Links, gateway and RS Links Classic. And I've got a controller. So this is a RS Logix controller emulation. And I've also got here on slot number 5 an I/O module emulate module. So those two have been configured, and I'll show you them running in a second. So some of the bits, you know, just to get yourself familiar with these two. So if you go here on the slot, so options you've got here is to create a new module, to remove a module. So when you select one of those modules, can you guys see like a red square around the module, right? That means that you selected these modules. So if I select slot number 3, for instance, and right click, you can either right click, if you wanted to create a new module, so you can either right click and, you know, push create. It's going to open up, you know, a window pop-up store for you to be able to configure a new module. And you can always go through this slot and create a new module from there. All right. What else? Remove a module, obviously. View. So this is pretty useful. So if you ended up having a crowded screen, if you don't have a multiple screen system, this is just for you to facilitate your life. So you can just hide, you know, those slots underneath. So if you're not using any of those slots, there's no point of keeping them, you know, there's no point of these displaying them. So you can always hide them. And you see the computer name. So if you push compact, brilliant. So it's basically a miniature of a RS Logix chassis from 0 to 8 slots. Okay. So I'm gonna leave like this because I like these compact. What else have we got here? Auto refresh. Auto refresh basically is if you leave, I'm always leave that to normal, always set that to normal, really never uses high or low, but basically in a normal update, the module displays the module update, if you set to normal, it updates the module display once every second. If you set up to high, it will be twice every second. If you set up to low, it's going to be once every 2 seconds. I never changed that really. Normal is fine. This is pretty good. So always on top. So it means that whichever application is running on the background, your emulate is going to be sit on in the foreground, right? Anything else is going to be sit on the background, which is pretty handy for you to be able to modify or send up a command or actually monitor. Check this out. If you press it on the I/O module, it opens up and it shows you guys the states of those LEDs are displaying whether an I/O or an input is actually live or in a true state. So you can see that there is one of them I/Os here set to 1, right? Which means there is a controller loaded in this controller and is driven either an input or an output on this module. Okay, so you can also push to close that. Pretty handy, isn't it? It's very nice. Moving forward, you know, always on top, I just show you guys how that works. And I think this is just obviously a quick overview. So this is, you know, we're approaching 10 minutes of video. Like I said, I just wanted to keep short. So this is going to be a bunch of videos for your reference in the future. So I don't want you guys spending hours, you know, watching videos. So we live in a very busy world. So I'm aiming to shoot only, you know, short videos. So this is just for an overview of RS Logix emulate. So we will continue on over the next couple of videos, and obviously we're going to be scrolling all the way down to the these result guides for the RS Logix emulate, right? So if you guys do like this video, please do consider to subscribe to this channel. Obviously, likes are appreciated. If you do like it, please make sure you like. It's free, right? Stay tuned. Make sure you ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. And I always remember, guys, always RTFM. And thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.